What's up, y'all? What's up, man? I know we're a little bit early, man. That was my fault. I hit the buttons, man. I got too excited, man. I think these thunderstorms made me a little bit nervous, man.
Yeah, I was like, it's not 8:20 yet. I thought it was when you said let's go, and I looked up and said, oh, it's
yeah, man. Man. These thunderstorms made me a little nervous, man. That's all. My bad. But still, we're live, y'all, and we on time anyway, man. What's good with everybody, man? Let's say this: the title of the show, free agency winners and losers. First of all, let's hit these comments real quick. Twan says, yo.
What's up, Twan?
He says, doing homework. You guys got to keep me awake, man. Hey, man. I didn't know you was doing homework. Let me know what you're doing homework for. And we'll try our best to keep you awake. Wes, what's up, man? What's up?
Hey, man, welcome back.
All right, so anyway, title of the show, free agency winners and losers. Listen, the heavy lifting, for the most part, in free agency is done. Okay? I mean, it is. Now, guys like Juwan Jennings still out there, and he's worth signing. Okay? And we'll get to that in a minute. But other than that, man, listen, if you guys look at the list, of a lot of these free agents, man, you be like, matter of fact, yeah, it got you sound like Master P.
Yeah, but no, this that bitter harvest. This give or take a couple of names. It's like I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Now you trying to fill out your roster, then you can kind of dig in. It's kind of like digging in the bargain bin basement. I mean the bargain bin. You know how you and I'm dating myself here, but when you go to Best Buy and you got that, they got this. They used to have them a long time ago. I guess again, I'm dating myself.
Oh, Walmart used to have it too. The bargain bin stuff. Remember, you used to have the little the movies.
That's what I was talking about. They got the DVDs.
Yeah,
They just got them just thrown in there. There's nothing.
Yeah, you just go.
And you dig in there, and then you find like a movie that maybe wasn't a blockbuster at the time, but you really enjoyed it, and it's like $3.
Or the movie is so old, like 20, 25, 30 years old, is now like $3 to $5.
And that fits perfectly. That is a perfect analogy for what we have pretty much left in the free agent market. Yeah. Oh, the GameStop data. Yeah. Well, I mean, most of them, they have them on the shelves, the used games. They at least categorize and have them on the shelf. I'm talking about this big bin. They just had DVDs thrown in there. There's no alphabet. There's an alphabetized. They just thrown in there. And basically, there's a bunch of crap in there. But if you dig in there, you might find something. Like Brandon said, it might be so old that people have forgot about it, but it's still a pretty good movie. And you got some free agents that are like that. Mm-hmm. And then you got something that's like, wait a minute, how did this get in here? Oh, yeah, let me get that. And, a lot of people may not think much of it, but you think, you liked the movie when it came out. So you don't have it on DVD. Now, again, I'm dating myself, because everybody streams everything now. Just about any movie you want to see, you can stream on some service. Yeah, this is back in the days of DVDs. But we're using that as an analogy. Now, I'm sorry, my Gen Zs that are watching this, I know y'all like, what is he talking about? Don't worry about it. because I don't even have an analogy for y'all stuff. So but there it is. But
and
today,
Twan real quick said UMA medical billing and coding.
Okay, all right. Let me hold something when you get that job, man. But yeah, so they're gonna be some free agents talking about let me hold something from some other free agents. Because we're gonna in this particular show, when we say winners and losers of the free agency period, we're gonna be talking about not just the teams who won and lost with the choices that they made and the contracts they gave out, but we're gonna be talking about some of the players too. So we're gonna bounce around. Most people, most content creators, most TV shows about sports, when they say winners and losers of free agency, they are talking specifically about just the teams, the franchises themselves. But we're gonna talk about some players who might, even though they might have secured the bag, they may not be going to a great situation. Now I know some people are like, well, hey man, they getting paid. Hey, yada yada yada. But if your pursuit is to be part of a winning franchise or a stable situation, may not be the best. So we're gonna dig into that. So we'll be talking about individual players as well as franchises, like everybody else does.
And so let's get into it first, but let's introduce ourselves before we get into this stuff. All right, y'all know what it is. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that run the show. Y'all know, man, future Hall of Famer, man. Opportunities needed, okay? That direction, panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, he says, protect your chicken. Now, I think Eric has said this once before on this show, protect your chicken. I think it might have been almost a year ago, might even been a year and a half ago, but he did say protect your chicken, okay?
I'm gonna give a little background on that, little backstory on that line. That's not my original quote. That comes from one Mr. Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch. He was talking about contracts and your money. Make sure your money's right as a player in the league, because this league isn't forever.
You ain't lying.
So protect your chicken. But
stop owning more than one house. Stop owning more than two cars. Stop all that nonsense. Stop handing out money to every single person you know or think you know, because you really don't know them, because somebody is your fifth cousin 255 times removed. That was your great grandmother's best friend that lived out there in the backwoods of Alabama or Mississippi or West Virginia.
Well, giving context about the reason why I put this up here, it's about not just dealing with the players, but the franchise is protecting their chicken, because and we're gonna get into it. There are some franchises that have done a lot of signings, but they're not protecting their chicken.
They're not either.
And they're making some bad decisions, bad financial decisions, and bad tactical decisions for the success of their teams. So let's talk about it. Teams are just an example of a good move by franchises. A franchise who's been quietly they have been making a lot of big splashes, but quietly they have been, doing some things that they're flying under the radar, but they're making good moves. That's the best way I can put it. One team I can think of is the Washington Commanders. And I know Tris TV should be on a little bit later. And hopefully he'll be able to talk a little bit about it. But they've quietly been filling their roster with some decent players. Odafe Owe, the edge rusher, Okonkwo, the tight end from the Titans. They went and got Tim Settle, who's a really underrated defensive tackle.
That's the guy they drafted.
Yeah. But there's some guys that, the re-signing of Marcus Mariota, it's under the radar.
Yeah, like I said, they brought him back. They brought back Traylon Burks. They extended Laramie Tunsil. They brought in Caleb Vaughn, Chason, Leo Chanel at linebacker, Ahmed Robertson at corner, Nick Cross at safety. Listen, no, they have done some great things this offseason to lift the floor of that defense as they go through a defensive scheme change. Their defensive coordinator, sorry takes a lot of this juice from you, E, but the defense coordinator comes over from Minnesota under Brian Flores. So I expect to see a lot of heavy duty blitzing, a lot of twist game from this this defensive coordinator. So I think that's a reason for a lot of these edge rushers. Some of these guys are going to be more so like a true five. Like I think Chason and Charles Emahu are going to be more so like a 5, whereas a Leo Chanel might be like a 9.
Charles Omenihu, yeah.
Or Odafe. Oh wait, now Tristan agrees with this that they overpaid for or double O, but what's up, Trek?
24, yeah, 24 APYs.
Yeah, they gave him a lot of money. So, but other than that, though, they made a lot of solid moves to raise the floor of that defense. That defense was real bad last year. I think they were one of the worst teams, them and Dallas, but they raised the floor of that defense, so they should be a lot better on that side. If Jay Daniels can stay healthy, that can help him out a lot.
Yeah, I one of the most I guess you could say underrated signings, in my opinion, for the Commanders. And I know we're going to come back around to it when Tristan finally comes on, but it was the re-signing of Marcus Mariota. I really feel like that was one of the more underrated signings, simply because of what happened with Jayden Daniels.
Yes,
his injury and his not being available. Mariota, people they might say I'm wrong, but I feel like he gave them a fighting chance. He's not a world beater. He's not the guy that he was drafted to be. But he is a decent backup quarterback, and that in this particular market, in this day and age, has become a priceless commodity. Finding a solid, dependable backup quarterback, because sometimes sometimes you don't have that. After your guy, you might get your guy who's a good quarterback, or he may be even a great quarterback, but a lot of times on a lot of franchises, there are guys there's nobody behind them. And so they're one injury, franchise is one injury away from, not even being relevant that particular year. Mm-hmm. So
you want someone who can win 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah, if your starter is out for 3 games, I'll say this: if your starter's out for 4 games, if your backup quarterback can come in and win 2 of those 4 games, you're doing a good thing. You got something good.
Yeah.
Kind of like what Mac Jones did. He kept the 49ers afloat while Brock Purdy was out, and Brock Purdy picked right back up after he came back. Hey, 49ers won 12 regular season games out of 17 games, and then turn around and won a playoff game against the defending champions. So, they wouldn't be in that position to be in that playoff game had it not been for the play of Mac Jones. Now, do I think Mac Jones is a quantified starter? No. A lot of people think so, but the market says they don't think so. Because I'm just saying, if people like Kyler Murray and Justin Fields and Geno Smith can get starting jobs, then it could just be the asking price for the Niners ask. Because sometimes people ask such outrageous prices that people are like, yeah, we good. But speaking of players, and you brought him up earlier, the not so good is Jauan Jennings.
Yeah, Jauan Jennings, man, and I have him on my list as well for loser, unfortunately, because this guy was a reliable receiver for the 49ers, as Eric has always labeled him called him as third and Juwan.
Juwan.
And he must be asking for more money than what teams are willing to pay him, because he's still in the free agent market. And like I said earlier in the show, for free agency, most of the heavy lifting has been done. It's done.
He's one of those ones that's still out there.
And so for him to still be out there, teams are saying, hey, you may want this amount of money, but we're only willing to pay you this much money. And he's like, no, I want what I want. And it's like, dude, you've honestly, as good as you've been, as reliable as you've been, you've never had so many consistent seasons of being that guy. You've always been behind Deebo Samuel till you end up in Washington. You've been behind Brandon Ayuk until he wants to act a fool. You've been behind Ricky Pearsall, kind of, sort of, or at least at least on the same level as Ricky Pearsall, who was drafted in the first round. So this money you're looking for just may not be there. And I think he's either going to go to a bad team and try to be a number one receiver, and that's filling up fast, or go to a good team or even a bad team and try to be their number two receiver.
Well, a little bit of pushback on that. Juwan Jennings, had it not been for the ineptitude of Spencer Burford in overtime, would have been the Super Bowl MVP a couple of years ago. He threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown, and was about to catch another one. Had it not been for the protection breaking down for Brock Purdy in that game. There's been also several games where he's taken over, i.e. against a couple of years against the Rams. He had like a 200-yard game. So what I'm saying is, and most people say, well, Juwan Jennings doesn't have the speed. He's not a separator, so on and so forth. But if you really look at it, his game is not predicated off speed. His game is predicated off route running, clean route running, and contested catches, which he does at a high level. So we think his market value on Spotrac is about 22.5. That's his market value, which at this point, out of the remaining wide receivers who are still out there, is the highest market value. He has a high, out of all the wide receivers that are available in free agency. And I'm talking about, there's some guys out here that's like, there's some names that folks will be like, oh, wow. But yeah, he has a higher market value than Deebo Samuel. Mm-hmm. He has a higher market value than Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, Sterling Shepard. The list goes on and on. But he has a higher market value than a lot of these quote unquote household names. And I think what happened was it was a fallout from the Alec Pierce signing, because a lot of people thought Alec Pierce would agree to terms on something, north of $30 million or right at it. And instead, Alec Pierce got like 28.5. And at that time, I'm sorry. At that time, you had three names that were really, really big in free agency. You had Alec Pierce, you had Romeo Doubs, you had Rashid Shaheed. Those were your three biggest names at wide receiver in free agency. Alec Pierce was probably the biggest one, and he only got 28.5 a year. Romeo Doubs and Rashid Shaheed got 17 million. So if you look at that, their market value is supposed to be way higher than that. It's supposed to be way, way higher than that. If you look at that, and then you put Juwan Jennings in there, it's like, okay, wait a minute. Romeo Doubs is getting 17. Rashid Shaheed, who just coming off of getting a Super Bowl ring, got 17. Alec Pierce, who a lot of people are like really starting to notice his game and how good he is, only got 28.5. I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, the market is not it's not a flush market right now for wide receivers. And if you went into free agency ranked under those guys and those guys got the deals that they got, you're gonna obviously by proxy get a deal that's lower than that. So could he return to the 49ers? Possibly, but the signing of Christian Kirk today, was it today?
Yep.
Yeah, the signing of Christian Kirk today to a 1-year deal for $6 million, which is peanuts.
And he had said at the same time you said it.
Yeah, the signing of Christian Kirk today may or may not have closed the door on that. It depends on what he's willing to sign for. He may want a long-term contract. He may be okay with, 10 million, 11 million, 12 million a year, but maybe a long-term deal with somebody. But at this point, I don't know if he's going to get north of $20 million. Now, great. The Raiders out there, so, because that's a nice segue into talking about teams. The Raiders are still out there and they got a bag of money and don't know what to do with it as usual. So he could wind up in Las Vegas very easily for 25, 26, 28 million dollars because the Raiders like to do stuff like that, which brings me to my next point. Talking about franchises who don't protect their chicken. We're going to start with the Las Vegas Raiders because, my God, a lot of people, to the casuals, and let's be honest, most Raider fans are casuals. To the casual fan, they're beating their chest. Yeah, Raiders, we back, this, that, and the third. And it's like, hold your horses there, man. Yeah, you're bringing in a lot of names. This is good. But when you look at what these guys are getting paid, you're like, wait a minute. Why y'all paying? Hold on. They signed edge rusher Kwity Paye a $16 million contract. Tyler Linderbaum, who's the poster boy for this show, one of the poster boys for this show, $27 million for a center. Brandon, $27 million for a center. Now, is he the best center in football right now? Yes, absolutely. But you're paying tackle money to a center. Okay. You gave Quay Walker a three-year deal for $13.5.
So that way he can play with his best friend, Nakobe Dean.
Right. Now Nakobe Dean, I can see the $12 million, but Nakobe Dean is a better player than Quay Walker. Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, but Nakobe Dean can't stay healthy though.
That might be it, but you got Nakobe Dean, you got the injury situations, $12 million. Quay Walker, who's never really made an impact when he was with Green Bay, $13.5. You bring in Jalen Nailor, $11.6. That's a good deal. But it's kind of like they just kind of tossing money and just kind of hoping that if we spend a lot of money that we're going to somehow bring ourselves into relevancy in the AFC West, which I do not see happening.
Same.
You're going to go out here with a rookie quarterback. Now, mind you, is he the best rookie quarterback? Is he the best quarterback in the draft? Sure. Does that mean he's going to be a great quarterback? No, it doesn't. So, a lot of people would argue me and say, well, the Raiders making moves and they moving and shaking, but it's not just about making the moves. It's like, are the moves prudent to what you have to work with as far as your money, not just now, but long term. And, yeah, they paying him. They must be West, but but let's be real now. That's the Raider way. That's
what Vegas, baby.
Before they were even in Vegas, before they were even in Vegas, it was like, bruh, they do a lot of weird things.
And
And
and you know what? In 2028, when we hit that off season, how many of those guys are going to get cut out of their contracts? And we're going to sit back and say, we were right.
I don't know about cut, but there's gonna be some scrutiny.
It's going
There's
to
gonna be a lot of
it's going
scrutiny.
to be a lot of scrutiny coming when we get to that 2027 regular season and 2028 off season.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't necessarily have a team. This is not about protecting your chicken. It's not a team per se, or maybe it is. Okay. But here's my losing team. Okay. You ready for this one?
Okay.
Whoever is waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision, whether it's the Pittsburgh Steelers or somebody else, if you are waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision or to retire or to continue to play football,
You're not wrong.
you are a loser.
You're not wrong, Brandon. You're not wrong.
Because
You're not wrong.
this is ridiculous. Okay. He did this nonsense last year. Okay. And now he's doing it again this year. Well, I haven't made up my mind yet. Dude.
He holds teams hostage.
It is the middle of March. Okay.
It's time for NFL franchises to make the decision for him.
Yes.
We're going to retire you because right now you're making it about you, Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers. It is the most narcissistic thing that I have ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And the NFL is predicated off of guys being, somewhat narcissistic, because you got to be a little bit narcissistic to be able to be a star in the NFL. Like I'm that, I'm the guy.
Yeah.
But this it goes over a whole nother level. It goes to a whole new level of narcissism.
Yes.
And it's like, and instead of just making a decision, because he knows it's going to command headlines. And the funny thing about it is that I think the media is starting to catch on to it.
And that's why nobody's talking about him.
Nobody's talking about it.
Listen. The only person, who the only person that cares about him a whole lot? What's that punter, the former NFL punter with his own show?
McAfee.
Yeah, McAfee. Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm. Pat McAfee is the only one who cares about Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. You don't see any. Rapport don't talk about him. Josina Anderson don't talk about him. Jeremy Fowler don't talk about him. Diana Rossini don't talk about him. Nobody talk about him. The only person that talk about him is Pat McAfee. Don't nobody care. I know you don't care, Eric.
I stopped caring.
I don't care.
I stopped caring a long time ago.
And Trisha and Steve don't care either. Okay. Aaron needs to be gone. Exactly.
Very good. I like that brief. Very good.
Yeah, get him out of here. And it's true, because this guy is so selfish. It's all about him. He wants to be the star of the show, the center of all attention. He thinks the sun revolves around him, and it's like, dude, you're not who you used to be. Your mom may say it. Your mom may say you that dude, but your film says something different. And all this selfishness that you have, dude. The NFL, I don't care who you are. One thing I've learned about the NFL is the NFL will break you down.
And I think the league
will grind you into dust.
The league is kind of tired of that game. I think the only person that's dumb enough to still be like, "Are you going to play?" is who they hired as the head coach. Ironically, the coach
Aaron Rodgers got fired because exactly, he got fired.
Aaron Rodgers got him fired in Green Bay, and now he's like, I think. My prognostication about Aaron Rodgers has been correct the last couple of years, because you remember around this time last year when he decided to come back. It might have been a little bit later, but last year I said Aaron Rodgers is going to do just enough for the Pittsburgh Steelers
Listen, not
to
have a
keep
high draft pick.
to not have a high draft pick, but do nothing for them in terms of getting their 7th Lombardi. And what did I say and what happened? I always say I'm not always right, but I'm more right than I'm wrong. And I predicted this. And look what happened. And now he's still trying to make it about him. So the Pittsburgh Steelers in free agency.
And that's Mike McCarthy. Listen. One more thing. I know we all respect the Pittsburgh Steelers organization.
As of late, they've been kind of dumb. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
As of late.
Yeah.
As of late, they're very unsteelerish.
Yes.
Very.
Hey, listen. Hey, what did Charles Barkley say on the Right Guard commercials? Uncivilized? Yeah, man, you unsteelerish.
They are very unsteelerish. The move that the Steelers should have made was saying, you know what, Aaron, we're just gonna go ahead and cut you. I know.
Cut him. He's a free agent.
I know. Well, we ain't gonna even worry about you. We're not worried if you coming back or not. We're not finna call you. Look, the Niners are asking for a second rounder for Mac Jones. Let's go ahead and trade for Mac Jones.
Or before he went back to Washington, he should have gone out to Marcus Mariota. Or when what's his name went over to Arizona, you should have tried to trade for Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. It's just
you got options.
The Steelers they have been known for making really good decisions in the past, but right now, it's like why are you still hanging on to an Aaron Rodgers when you should be looking toward the future? And it's like it's not a good look, and they steady hanging on. But speaking of quarterbacks, teams that are going after quarterbacks, on my franchise loser list, I have 3 franchises. I have the Arizona Cardinals.
Really?
Yes.
When it comes to quarterback?
Yeah.
Why?
Gardner Minshew's a solid backup. He's not a starter.
Yeah, but look what's out there.
Granted, that's why I have them here. I'm moving up the loser list.
Okay.
Are you ready? The Minnesota Vikings.
Now let's get into that.
Hold on, let me get my list and then we can get off. We can hit them after I get them. The New York Jets.
I have the Jets as a winner.
The Jets are a winner for their quarterback situation.
Not for the quarterback situation, but for everything else.
And we could start there, because now I think the Vikings are probably the biggest loser, because I think we're on the same page about what we think the Jets are doing. Because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like what the Jets are doing is that they're saying, okay, the quarterback market is trash. All right, let's go ahead and put together a team, because the other moves that they've made aren't that bad when you look at it. Let's go ahead and put together a team, and let's build this team so when the next year comes around, come on now, when the next year comes around,
the 2027
draft
with the quarterbacks,
and we get our quarterback, we won't be following the same mistakes that was made in the past, where we get a rookie quarterback and say, okay, go out there and win us a division with nothing around him. I think basically what they're doing now, they're trying something different, which is good. They're saying, let's build a team now. And you know what? Hey, let's do this. Let's bring in Geno Smith. Because you know what? I don't think they brought in Geno Smith. I don't think they brought in Geno Smith because they thought they were going to win games. I think they're like, well, if he happened to win a couple, great. But if Geno Smith's like we think he can Geno Smith, not only will we have a high draft pick, but well, not only we'll be able to get our quarterback, but we'll have a high enough draft pick to go after our quarterback. So we'll have our pick of the litter because we'll be kind of high in the draft. So I think it's what you call a strategic withdrawal. If you catch my drift.
You know what? And I hear you. I'm interested in seeing how Frank Wright uses how he does with Geno Smith because yes, Geno Smith is one of the worst, if not the worst quarterback. Well, no, I think JJ McCarthy is the worst quarterback. But Geno Smith had one good season in Seattle. And I think if you can go back, look at that film, and try your best to duplicate that as much as possible, that's the best thing for you to do. Not guaranteeing it, but that's the best thing for you to do.
And I don't think that's happening in the same division as the Patriots and the Bills. That's the thing.
Now, here's my only pushback with Buffalo. And I know Josh Allen's the quarterback, but you got to remember they have a new head coach and a new defensive coordinator. And that team is going through changes.
Yes.
They are going through changes. Let's go to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Here's my problem with Minnesota. And I heard this.
It's laughable to me, but go ahead.
And I listen, I know. Listen, here's my thing with Kyler Murray and Kevin O'Connell. They are two different types of whatever the word is. I don't know what the word is. I'm trying to look for find. Okay. Kevin O'Connell has this offense built around structure. Okay. That's not Kyler Murray's game. Kyler Murray is an improviser. Okay. Now, Kyler Murray is somewhat of an upgrade over JJ McCarthy because McCarthy was he was horrible this past season. Okay. Out of 36 ranked quarterbacks, he was ranking with 35th or 36. So, but Kyler Murray is not going to be able to operate on a consistent basis for 17 games within structure. Now, I could be proven wrong, but I don't think I will be because those are just two complete opposite. They are polar opposites on offense. Kevin O'Connell wants structure. And all right, Wes, take it easy, man. But Kyler Murray just doesn't work with structure. So he's going to have to be the one to fix years and years of what he's been at quarterback. And to me, that's always a problem because I look at guys like a Anthony Richardson or even a Joe Milton, and it's like when you've been playing quarterback the way you've been playing quarterback since high school, college, in your early days in NFL, and people have been praising you, well, more so before you got to NFL, it's hard for you to change your stripes. Now, some quarterbacks have changed their stripes in the past, and one person I always keep bringing up is Cam Newton when he had that 1 year with North Turner. But that's once in a lifetime type thing, or once every other blue moon.
It's exception and not the norm.
Right. So again, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know how this is going to work structurally. He has good players around him, but he has some solid receivers in Arizona. It just didn't work. So now what?
Well, you went from having a really bad quarterback in JJ McCarthy to having a below average quarterback in Kyler Murray.
But is it an upgrade?
Well, I mean, if you digging through the trash, right? Okay. You got basically banana peels and apple cores and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe some rotten fish heads or whatever.
Dirty diapers if you have babies.
Dirty diapers, and then you have an old aluminum can. That's yeah. It's still trash, but the aluminum you can send in and make a couple of dollars off of recycling, but not a lot. JJ McCarthy is the banana peels and all this stuff. You can compost it. You can put that, but it takes time to make compost. So either way, the Vikings went to the local dump for their quarterback situation. And I am just counting down the days before Justin Jefferson completely crashes out. You will definitely see the show when he has that crash out moment. You will see it here on Just a Fan podcast when we talk about it, because we are going to talk about it. And I'm going to stand here in my chair, whether it's here or in my office at home, saying once again, I told you so.
Listen, you know what? His best quarterback in his career so far has been Sam Darnold. This man has been through Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy, Carson Wentz. Listen.
And the Vikings are my biggest loser.
Justin Jefferson.
Out of that group of teams.
Sir, you need a hug. Okay.
Out of that group of teams, you are in the NFC North. You got the Bears, who are looking really good and have made some really impressive moves. You have the Detroit Lions, who really they're not going nowhere. They're still going to be a really good team. And then you have the Packers, who are a very good team. And you went and got Kyler Murray to compete in that division. Tell me you're not serious about competing without telling me you're not serious about competing.
Listen, I'm
sorry. I left off a group, Atlanta. There we go.
Let me say
We'll
this.
Get to them in a minute.
Let me say this too. I said the boy should have gone play baseball. Just go play baseball.
Yeah, you said that.
Just go play baseball, man. Just do it. Nike, just do it, man. Hey, going to Atlanta. Let's go to Atlanta.
Atlanta brings in Tua, turn the ball over as their quarterback. I didn't pronounce that right, did I? Tua Tagovailoa, who is basically one concussion away from having a skull full of oatmeal. And yeah, it's looking like he may turn around and, wind up starting some games in Atlanta. Let's not even forget about, let's not even talk about the James Pierce Jr. thing.
Oh, no.
He won't be playing football in the NFL unless they work out a work release program from prison. Their other pass rushers are all free agents. It just looks really bad in Atlanta. Meanwhile, you have teams like the Saints, who seem to be getting better with addition by subtraction. You have the Carolina Panthers, who seem to be getting better. The Buccaneers, they're still kind of riding away, but at this point, Atlanta has my vote for, and we'll cover this way after the draft and we'll see what happens, because we do our division by division breakdown. But right now, Atlanta's looking like the worst team in the NFC South as far as the free agent market is concerned.
Hey, there's one song that James Pierce Jr. needs to learn.
They Got Me Locked Up by Akon?
Yep, Locked Up, Akon featuring Styles P. Yep. Locked up. They won't
let me out.
Yeah, go ahead and learn that song now, man.
And listen, we want to be clear on something. We're not making light of
what he did.
Yeah, we're not making light of domestic violence, alleged domestic violence, or anything like that. But let's be honest, the signs were there long ago. And they
he been crash out since high school, from what I understand.
Exactly, and not the good kind of crash out. Because every defense needs that one guy on the team that's a structured crash out.
Yes,
you need guys like that. But this off the field crash out, where you're basically indicted for 3 felonies crash out. That's not the type of crash out any team needs.
Thank you.
Amazing talent.
Yeah. 10
but
sacks. But
he's giving that Aldon Smith energy, honestly.
yeah.
But yeah, they go on my list of teams who kind of lost in free agency, because you are going to put all your hopes and dreams into a Tagovailoa, and we don't know when Michael Penix will be ready to play again. So you're dealing with that. So it's not a good look. But let's not be negative, Nancy's. The team, I think, has done some things just like the Commanders under the radar, and it really improved their team. And this is not me being a homer. This is not me with my fan hat on. This is my analyst hat. It's the 49ers. They have been doing so, and it pains me to say this, but John Lynch, and knock on wood, John Lynch has put together a pretty good offseason. And I'm scared to say that because he might hear this and say, "Oh, well, let me screw up right quick since you being gracious." But honestly, the 49ers have done what is not so much the players that they signed, it's the amount of money that they did not spend signing these folks. That's what makes it so impressive. So I know everybody's talking about, you go and get Mike Evans. Now his APY is 14.1. However, his cap hit for this season is $4 million. For a future Hall of Fame wide receiver. Yes, I know. Everybody will say he's 32, going on 33. And the beautiful part about it is that his contract is set up that if he's not the guy that he once was, they can say goodbye to him and be off the hook. So then they go out and they bring back a fan favorite in Dre Greenlaw, who's basically Fred Warner's best friend and running mate. Because they got really good chemistry on the field. Like, when you got two guys that are friends playing the same position next to each other, you got that chemistry. You know what the other guy's thinking. But the beauty of this is they didn't break the bank signing Dre Greenlaw. They signed Dre Greenlaw to half of what Quay Walker got signed for. 7.5. 1 year. So the concerns about his injuries in Denver, which I think is a product of that Achilles injury, because you know how it is with Achilles, is not the next year. It's the second year removed from that injury where the player returns to form. Most of your players who've had Achilles injuries, that's what happens. It's that second year. But they're saying, okay, we know you want to come home, but we only going to sign you 7.5. He said, where do I sign? And he's going to help the team that's been starving for that other linebacker for a while. And if he plays well, you only pay $7.5 million, and you can always re-up him. He's only 28. So you can re-up him. But if it turns out as a complete disaster and he's not the player and never will be the player that he is, guess what?
He just walk next year.
He just walks the next year. It's a 1-year deal. Then today they turn around, they go and sign Christian Kirk, who basically was the third receiver in Houston. Houston didn't have a need for him, not because of production, but because they have so many really great young receivers. It's like, hey, man, we kind of don't need you. We got the two cats from Iowa that we signed, Iowa State, excuse me, that played really well their rookie season. You got Nico Collins, and then the Tank Dell should be coming back pretty soon.
Yep.
So it's like, well, we don't really need you, Christian Kirk. So, we're going to let you hit free agency. Well, San Fran's like, well, we need a good number 3 wide receiver and someone who can fill in the role in case Mike Evans does go down. Or if Ricky Pearsall, who's been kind of unreliable, when he's healthy, he's a beast. But, it's okay. So we're going to get Christian Kirk. $6 million. $6 million. And I'm just like, they're not overspending for anybody. They go and get Nate Hobbs from the Packers. $4 million 1 year. So Now, the only knock you could probably say is, well, they're not getting younger. I can see that. If you make that comment and say, well, they're not getting younger, I can see that. Vadrian Lowe, they picked him up from he's a free agent from the Patriots. Swing tackle. Now you got depth at tackle because, Trent Williams is always in and out of the lineup 1 or 2 games. Okay, he's your swing tackle. $9 million, 2 years. So it's like they're not what I think most people that are casual fans are looking and say, well, they're not making big splashes outside of Mike Evans, and Mike Evans is old, blah, blah, blah. But when you completely like alter your roster or reinforce your roster for almost pennies on the dollar, that's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it doesn't work out, you're not on the hook for any huge, ridiculous contracts. By the way, do you know where they got most of this money to sign these guys? All right, Twan. Do you know where they got the Brandon Ayuk voided guarantees? So they already had cap space, but then the voided Brandon Ayuk contract guarantees allowed these signings to happen. Then they go and they restructure Nick Bosa. So they added another $30 million on top of what they had. So and like I say, it pains me to say this because John Lynch is actually having a productive offseason. This is probably one of the most productive off seasons he's had since he's been GM in San Francisco, and it frightens the hell out of me as a fan because it's like, wait for it. It's kind of like watching Game of Thrones, man. Like the first season, you're like, man, this Ned Stark dude is an all right guy, man. I know he's gonna be the hero of the show, and before the end of the season, he got his head cut off. That's what it feels like being a Niners fan watching John Lynch work. So I'm cautiously optimistic about what's going on as a fan and as an analyst. It's kind of like those pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. Like if you got a kid that's bringing home D's on his report card, and then the next report card he comes in, he's bringing in B's and C's. Ain't no A's yet, but B's and C's. You're like, okay, that's progress. Let's see what happens. So that's kind of where I think most Niner fans who understand how salaries work and how contracts work and how the offseason works, I think they get that. The casuals are mad because we didn't go off and try to go trade for Max Crosby and give up almost our entire draft. But, the casuals going casual.
I have 2 losers.
All right, go ahead.
First one is Jacksonville.
Okay.
And you saying why?
No. Give me both of them and then we'll hit both of them.
My next one is Baltimore.
All right. Let's go. What do you want to start with? Let's do Jacksonville. What they both playoff teams with?
Well, Jacksonville is a loser because from what I understand is they have not been really all that active in free agency is because the only thing they want is they want those compensatory picks. Now, I understand you want compensatory picks, but you don't get those until 2027. Those guys are not going to help you at all this coming season. Okay?
Duval.
Now, you guys had a much better season than we predicted here on Just a Fan Podcast, okay? You really did. But teams have an entire offseason of film of you guys. So, and you lost players. You lost Travis
Devin Lloyd, Travis Etienne, Greg Newsome,
right.
De'Ami Brown.
Right. So you lost players. Did you get better? I don't think so. Because here's the thing, and one thing I figured out even as a coach. First of all, even if you didn't lose the players, you stayed even. But when you stay even like that, other teams are getting better. So you got to be getting worse. Because like I said, teams have a whole year of film on you.
If you stay in one place and the people behind you are gaining ground, you're getting worse.
Yeah, because like Houston, they added David Montgomery. They get Tank Dell back, okay? Tennessee's rebuilding because they got a new head coach. and everything, but they made a ton of moves. Now, Indianapolis, you was able to keep Daniel Jones and Alex Pierce, and that's cool, but you traded Michael Pittman to Pittsburgh, and I mean, I guess you had to, but yeah, that's gonna be a tough one right there.
Hey man, did you know Laquan Treadwell is still in the league?
Yes, I saw that.
And he's with the Colts. That's crazy.
And you know what? Laquan Treadwell is just like Trayvon Diggs, man.
Trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
That's wild.
And I don't get it because I don't understand how in the world this guy is still.
All I can think of is that he's a really good special teamer.
Is he?
I think that's what it is. I don't know how many catches he's had these past. He was one of those highly touted receivers coming out
of college. I remember.
And he was a complete bust, but maybe he found his niche as a maybe he's a Steve Tasker. I know he plays pretty well. Hey man, I don't know, but
this guy,
somebody thinks he's and I know he plays a lot of special teams, not in a return game, but in coverage. So
yeah, he's definitely Steve Tasker because he's not Don Beebe.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because he doesn't get a lot of playing time from scrimmage.
Okay.
I
guess that's what it is. You're right. Okay. Well, whatever. I mean, honestly, Lynn, listen. If you find your niche in the league, that's great, man, because you can last a long time. Okay. Hey, your boy, Josh Johnson, like on his 50th team.
Yeah, he's 40 years old. Yeah.
That man as a backup quarterback. I can't knock score. I'm like, yo, this man has played for almost every team in the league. Yeah, man, I played for man. He was playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's my third time with the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah,
he knows what the inside of every home team's locker room looks like.
He knows what. No, not only that. Forget just the home. You gotta remember, all teams have their own headquarter facilities. Okay. They have their own headquarter facility. He knows all 32 of them.
This man, I'm sorry, I'm back on Laquan Treadwell. Played in 10 games and 0 receptions, 0 targets, 0 yards, 0 touchdowns.
He's special teams.
He's special teams.
He is special teams.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's like a Peter Warrick who was drafted in the first round, and Peter Warrick ended up becoming a decent return man.
Yeah. I mean, what you gonna do? I mean, if you finding a way, yeah, I'm a Niners fan, to be honest. I'm looking forward to next season. I gotta look towards the bright side. Well, first of all, thank you, Friendly Neighborhood. Was it Friendly Neighborhood Rev?
Yeah.
Thank you, first of all, because we haven't seen you before. Thank you for signing on. Make sure you like and subscribe. And secondly, there's actually a lot to look forward to in San Francisco, provided that they conduct the draft the same way they conducted this offseason. And I don't think they've done it for agency. I really don't think. I think they're gonna sign a situational pass rusher. Now, who it might be?
Joey.
Everybody's leaning toward Joey Bosa, and I think that might be the move. But there are some other guys out there that they're also looking at. But right now, the pressure's for Joey Bosa, which the way they've been conducting their contracts, I think that they're not going to break the bank signing him. I think it's going to be an economical signing because, one, he wants to be there to play with his brother, and two, he realizes that, he doesn't have a whole lot in the tank left. So I think it's going to be a sensible signing. And then they got to make the most of – there's two things that they need to do. They need to make the most of the draft. Then they need to actually three things. They need to square away this contract issue with Trent Williams to make sure he's there for this year. And three, they need to sign a safety because safety play is the issue. If they do those things, the Niners could be. You can't really say right back in it like they were gone because they were a playoff team. So, they could actually become a little bit more threatening, I should say.
They will raise their floor.
Yeah, the floor gets raised.
Yep.
The move they made already has already raised their floor. So,
we'll just raise it even more.
Which you look at the Seahawks, they're losing players.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the Niners doing this and the Seahawks doing this, and the Rams are still hanging around there, which when we get to our division by division breakdown, the NFC West is the best division in football. You got three double-digit win teams and that 3 playoff teams in the same division.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then one of them won the Super Bowl. So,
yep.
I mean, what you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's a lot to be optimistic for. But thank you for the comment, and make sure you like and subscribe.
And he must be a young 49ers fan because he has not seen them win a Super Bowl in his lifetime.
But like if we won Super Bowl, I just want to see them win in my lifetime. Yeah, must be a young. I had the opportunity of watching them win all their Super Bowls. That's how I'm dating myself now. I'm telling people how old I am. But yeah, I've seen all of them from Montana's first win in the Pontiac Silverdome against the Bengals all the way to Steve Young's 6 touchdown performance in Miami. So yes,
against the Chargers.
Yeah, so I've seen them all.
Okay.
But yeah.
Now let's get to my second team, Baltimore. Baltimore's a loser because people are wondering how much teams are trusting Baltimore for now on when it comes to trades. When that Trey Henderson, and now somebody else is dating themselves as a 49ers fan.
I missed it. What? Put it up again. I've seen 4 or 5 of them. Okay. All right.
So, but anyway, going back to Baltimore, that trade for Trey Henderson, listen, it sounded like everybody knew about how bad his knee was or the recovery for his knee.
You talking about Max Crosby?
Yeah, Crosby. What'd I say?
You said Trey Hendrickson.
My bad. Yeah. But Crosby in his knee. Right. And for Baltimore to get cold feet and then just reject the trade, like a lot of teams are very, very upset about that. And so they're wondering if they can trust Baltimore from now on in this kind of situation when it comes to making trades. And Baltimore might have lost some leverage, if that's the word, or whatever, when it comes to trading. Because let's say Pittsburgh not going to trade within division. Let's say the Giants. Let's say the Giants have an injured offensive tackle and he's coming off of surgery and he's going to get traded. And Baltimore says, hey, we want to trade for this guy. Giants might look back and say, hey, this is what happened with Crosby. I'm not trading him to you guys. I'd rather trade him somewhere else or keep him around.
So you said Baltimore has lost credibility.
Yes, thank you.
Trade partner.
Yes.
Because they're like, well, we don't know if you're going to back out of this trade. So we don't want to start dealing with you because you kind of acting shysty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can see that they've lost some credibility with teams. Well, we backed out of it because he failed our physical.
Yeah.
But Baltimore has their right to back out of it. Well,
that is legal. That is true, but you was given a heads up. And if you knew in advance, then you shouldn't have made that trade in the first place. Now,
to play devil's advocate, yes, I agree with what you're saying, but I think they made up for it by going after Trey Hendrickson a few days later.
And that is true.
So, they could have backed out of that and had nothing.
Yeah, but you still lost credibility, though.
But like yes, I can see that if we're all doing business and you're like, okay, I agree we're gonna do this, and the third, and then I'm getting all my little ducks in a row to trade with you, and then you go, nah, never mind. Yeah, I can understand the festivity of or just the people around watching this go on and say, wait a minute, that's kind of shysty, man. That's underhanded. That man had everything wrong. We had our books together, ready to take this man off our books. And now he's still on the books. Now the Raiders still out there making moves, which I don't agree with, because the Raiders do not believe in building organically.
Nope.
They not believe ever since
But they don't know how to draft either. So
ever since Al Davis was in junior high, they have never believed in building organically. And then when it comes to drafting, you're absolutely right, Brandon. When it comes to drafting, it's like, what the hell was that? Or when they make the pick, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. And then you find out the guy is complete trash. You know, just to give you an example of that, and I'm about to pull this up.
I know what you're about to pull up too.
Yeah. So wait, let me see. Okay, in 2002, just give you, these are just some years of the Raiders drafts, and yes, we are bagging on the Raiders because we can. If you're a Raiders fan, you're welcome to like and subscribe to us so you can argue with us, but we gonna win. Just tell you that right now. You know. You might get mad, you might feel some type of way, but we gonna win the argument. Okay. 2002, the Raiders picked Napoleon Harris. You know who the pick was after that? Ed Reed.
Yep.
Hall of Famer Ed Reed. In 2004, they picked tackle Robert Gallery.
Robert Gallery.
You know who the pick was after that?
Went to Iowa.
You know who the pick was after that?
Who?
The pick after it. Larry Fitzgerald, Hall of Famer.
Ooh, ouch.
In 2005, they drafted Fabian Washington. You know who the next pick was?
I remember Fabian Washington. Who's next?
California boy, Aaron Rodgers.
That's 3 future Hall of Famers. Well, two already in, but one more future Hall of Famer.
Here's the best one. In 2007, they drafted Jamarcus
Russell. And guess what, man? Jamarcus Russell was what?
Trash, 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 trash.
Yes. But you know who the pick was after Jamarcus Russell?
Calvin Megatron Johnson. Another Hall of Famer. Hey, listen. You missed out.
I got one more.
Uh-oh.
In 2010, they traded away a pick to New England. You know,
New England
took Robert Gronkowski.
Dog, you missed out on 5 Hall of Famers.
So don't ever, anybody that's watching right now that's feeling some type of way about me talking about the Raiders, until you do better, we're going to talk about how you are a poverty franchise, Oakland, Las Vegas, LA Raiders. We don't care what city. We don't care. We don't care what city you're in. We really don't. It don't matter what city you're in. It don't matter that you got a giant Roomba vacuum cleaner looking stadium in Las Vegas that you play in. It don't matter. It don't matter. This is what franchise. You went and got Tom Brady to be in your front office and you're still doing crazy stuff. So until you do better, because you haven't been relevant since 2003, yeah, we're going to talk about your Raiders. Don't worry, Browns fans, you going to get you too. But y'all kind of know y'all not good. It's the teams that think they good and they not, like the Raiders. Like you, no, just I'm gonna give. I don't care. You more than welcome to like, subscribe, and when we go live, you can get all in the comment box. We'll put your comments up. But I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna like how it ends. You're not gonna like how it ends. I'm just saying. We can go on. We can go on.
All right, I got some players who are winners.
Okay? Let's get it. Let's get it.
Tyler Linderbaum's a winner. 3 years, $81 million.
Boy, he fleeced the hell out of Raiders. and let me be clear. Tyler Linderbaum is the best center in football right now. But Raiders, y'all paid too much for it. You're going to get the best center in football, but y'all paid too much.
Jalen Phillips, 4 years, $120 million. Pass rusher for Carolina. Overpaid.
Overpaid. He got y'all too. Is he good? Yes. But is he worth that contract? No, sir, no, ma'am.
Trey Hendrickson is a winner because he is free from Cincinnati's defense.
Yeah, he's free from just Cincinnati in general. Because, yeah.
Mike Evans is a winner because he got what he wanted. He got the quarterback, the
Good
offensive
quarterback.
coordinator,
Mm-hmm.
And a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. As long as he stays healthy, that's all that matters. As long as he stays
healthy. Jalen Naylor for the Raiders is a winner because he goes from being a third-string quarterback to probably the main wide receiver, even though he's never been a main wide receiver in the league.
That is given. You know what that's given?
What?
Oh God, Alvin Harper.
Alvin Harper, Peerless Price.
It's giving Alvin Harper, Peerless Price vibes. That's what it's giving.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think it is going to be good because it's the Raiders we talking about. But go ahead.
And Rick Woolen is also a winner because he has his final chance to prove that he can play in this league and continue to be a starter.
Jeez, I forgot where did he go?
Philadelphia.
He went to Philly. Yeah. Ooh. The
This
good news is
final chance, sir.
The good news about Philly is that they have what you call a buffer. He's not all they got. You know what I'm saying?
He's not all he got.
So if he screws up, they can easily bench him and still not lose any consistency.
Exactly.
So they got a buffer.
Yeah.
What would have been bad would have been like if some team would have signed him, you are a starter. And that's it. There's nothing behind you. You're the starter. Nothing behind you on the bench. And then he goes out there and proceeds to crap the bed in coverage or commit a bunch of penalties. And then it's like, okay, yeah, y'all just paid too much money. So I give Philly a little bit of credit because they're like, okay, we'll bring him in because they're banking on his size, they're banking on his speed, and they're saying maybe we can coach out the inconsistencies in his game. And maybe we can make something out of him. He's a reclamation project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I have a hybrid winner and loser.
Okay, they won and lost at the same time. Okay.
Yep.
They crossed the finish line and fell face first. Lost their teeth. Okay. Who we talking about?
I hate you.
I'm just saying. You won and lost. No.
Boye Mafe. He's overpaid as well, but he's in Cincinnati with that defense.
Child. And see, well, look, there's another thing you have to consider about Boye Mafe. Boye Mafe, his snap count went down in Seattle for a while. By the time we got midway through the season, Boye Mafe was only playing 50% of the snaps in Seattle.
Listen.
And they expect him to play all the snaps in Cincinnati.
No one knows who was Seattle's leading pass rusher as far as sacks are concerned, okay? Boye Mafe is a rotational player. You ask him to be your starter. You overpay for him to be your starter, which, okay, he wins in that instance, but he's at Cincinnati's defense.
And guess who's the other defensive end on the other end?
Who cares? Because it don't matter.
We talked about him for a while. Shemar Stewart.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Shemar Stewart.
That's your defensive ends for Cincinnati. So Cincinnati's defense may continue to not be.
Hey, I forgot about Shemar Stewart because I was like, I don't care what the hell he does. What did he do this year as a rookie?
I am not sure.
Okay, don't worry about it. It's not important.
While you talking, I'll look that up. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Another loser is Max Crosby.
Because he's still with the Raiders.
And because of that knee situation.
Yeah, but mostly because he's still with the Raiders. But
listen, man. The Raiders may not get what they want for him now. You talking about, that 2 first-round picks? God, not the windows now. No more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the picks, but not only that, the fact that his contract, we talked about today, they're on the hook for $59 million all the way up to 2027. Mm-hmm. 30 this year, 29 next year.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get out from underneath that. That's just bad financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
Shemar Stewart played 8 games. He started 5 of them. He got 1 sack, 11 tackles, 6 of them assisted. No forced fumbles, no interceptions. He's a first rounder.
Last year, when this guy came out, I said he was not the best defensive lineman coming out of even his own school.
Beware the underwear Olympics.
Okay. This guy went to the combine and ran from Washington, D.C. to Raleigh, North Carolina faster than a Ferrari. Okay. He jumped out of Indianapolis, whatever the name of the stadium is now. Okay. And I know one time it was called RCA Dome. I don't know if it's called that anymore.
Lucas
No,
Oil.
Lucas Oil Stadium. That's right. Lucas Oil Stadium. That's right. That's right.
Lucas Oil, yeah.
Yeah. And Shamar Stewart has done nothing. Now he still has chance to redeem his career. But the amount of sacks that he had, and I know sacks is not everything, but the amount of sacks he had in college was horrendous. I forgot what it was. I don't care. Don't ask me because I said it last year. You can go back to whatever episode it was last year, if you find it, whatever. But I'm sorry. I don't mean to be, I don't mean to be like that, but I'm just saying the point I'm making is this. Shamar Stewart should have never been a first round pick. He was a first round pick because of what he did at the combine. You should have looked at the film. I did. Okay. I looked at his numbers. The numbers reflected this film, and you should not draft him in the first round. And so, back to Eric's point, you have Boye Mafe at defensive end who's never had double-digit sacks in his career, overpaid. But you also have Shamar Stewart as a future first-round bust unless he gets his career together. So there you go.
And just to get into this before we close. This is what we do, folks. We actually do our homework on these players. Just because Who Shot John sitting up in some office somewhere says this guy's a first rounder and he's going to be a future Hall of Famer, blah, blah, blah. That's not always the case. We're pretty good at pointing these guys out who are going to be busts. Long before Just a Fan podcast was even on the air, or before I got on as a guest host, I said Geno Smith was going to be trash and he was going to be on 5 or 6 teams when he was coming out of West Virginia. I keep saying it. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody literally wanted to devolve into fisticuffs behind Geno Smith when he was coming out of West Virginia. I said he's going to be trash. He's not going to win any playoff games. And by the end of his career, he will have been on 5 or 6 teams. I said that before he got his name called in Radio City Music Hall. And nobody believed me. Look at where we are now. I said Kyler Murray will not finish with the team that he started with. He will not win a playoff game when he was coming out. Look where we are now. So this is what we do.
Go play baseball.
Yeah, but this is what we do. And when we get into our pre-draft shows, you guys that are watching at home, come with your questions because we're going to tell you the unadulterated, unabridged, unredacted truth about these prospects. Do not get caught up in the underwear Olympics. I'm gonna throw a breadcrumb out there and we can talk about it later. I'm not convinced that Cardinal Tate is the best receiver going into this draft. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
My favorite middle linebacker is not coming out of Ohio State.
I'm gonna say it like this, and this ought to be one of our catchphrases now because all of us are like this. Even when Tristan is on, even when Steve is on, when all 4 of us on, we not always right, but we're more right than we wrong. Big Brick says, so wait, you mean Kyler Murray won't win a playoff game with the Vikings? You got to get to him first. And out of that division, I kind of doubt it.
Good luck to you.
Good luck. Good luck. And it ain't the same type of good luck the kidnappers told Liam Neeson on Take Him. Remember when they told him, I don't know who you are, but I have a set of skills. And they at the end of the call, the guy was like, good luck. And then Liam Neeson went and found him. It ain't that kind of good luck. It's a very sarcastic good luck. Because we know how this is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
So, barring like catastrophic injuries for the rest of the division, yeah, the Vikings are. But follow us because in the off season we're gonna do a division by division breakdown. This will be in the summertime. It'll be after the draft. It'll have to be after that second wave of free agency, and we're gonna break down. One show will break down 4 teams in that division, and it'll be really interesting. And if you are a fan of a certain team and you like to be a guest on those particular shows, let us know. We're gonna start that letting you know early. Hey, you want to be on the show representing the Miami Dolphins? We already got that spot taken. The New Orleans Saints, we already got that spot taken. But so on and so forth.
Oh yeah, I need to go hit up boy.
Yeah, I still got to get them their shirts. Dang.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
we have our own merch.
Yeah, what you call it? Yeah, it's an 8-week thing that we do. We cover all 8 divisions, and we cover 4 teams each division each week. So like you said, we cover the NFC East, we cover the AFC East. So if you are a Patriots fan, join us for the AFC East. If you are a Giants fan, join us for the NFC East. So let us know that you want to be on the show. Hit us up via Facebook. Facebook is probably the best way to hit us up.
Our page on Facebook is Just a Fan Podcast. So
yep.
You can go on there and you can actually message the page, and we'll get your information.
Yep. So and we can we'll work on that, getting y'all on there, and we'll let you know the date that we will be covering each division. Okay. Like I said, all 4 teams in each division, 8 weeks worth of that. So get ready for that. Eric is over here probably being bad. Oh, yeah, I figured that. What could I say? Eric is Eric. If you're a Rams fan, join us. If you're a Seahawks fan, join us for the NFC West, okay?
Yeah, bring it on. Mm-hmm. Please do.
If you're a Chiefs fan, join us for the AFC West, so forth and so on, okay? So just let us know. All right. E, is this it, man? Are we going to shut this down?
Man, we good, man. We done, man.
Hey, that was good, man. That was good.
We try to keep the show to about an hour 20. That's what we try to keep it to. Sometimes it's gonna go longer.
Yeah, I think last week it went longer, but yeah,
we had a lot to talk about.
Sure did.
And also on the Thursday night of the first round of the draft, we will have a live draft watch party where we will be watching the draft pick by pick, and we will be analyzing each pick. We'll also have a mock draft 1 point only.
Yep.
Well, we'll go down and we will simulate the first round of the draft, and we'll make a pick for each team and simulate the draft. That ought to be pretty fun too.
And that's coming up soon because the draft's on the 23rd, and we're gonna do that either the 13th or the 20th, one of the two. We'll figure that out.
Yes, sir.
We'll let y'all know. We will let y'all know, okay? That is it for us. We will see y'all next week, same time, same place. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, okay? You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok. I was about to say IHOP. What am I about to say IHOP for?
You hungry?
You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and IG, okay? Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing, future Hall of Famer.
I definitely appreciate y'all covering all 32 teams. That's why I tap in whenever possible. Having that say, let's go Niners, bang bang, yo, yeah, that's what we do. We cover all 32 teams. We're very fair in our assessments. Yes, we are fans of certain teams, but we, unlike a lot of people that you may see on mainstream media, know how to take our fan hat off and put on just an analyst hat. Mm-hmm. Some people can't do that.
Mm-hmm. And that's panel 316, the good guy with the black hat, and he says, "Protect your chicken." And let's close this thing out in style for Eric, as today is March 16th.
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go.
And that's the bottom line, because Pando said so.
Peace out, y'all.